Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, our voice of radio. So today we need to have a look at a couple of important pieces of news. We've got a new box which finally answers a question that we've had, frankly, for far too long at this stage. And we've also got news of that Grafaiai EX, which I told you about a while ago. And it's finally happening, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't we start there? Now, the fact that Grafaiai EX is coming, and the fact that Grafaiai EX is coming in Korokoro, shouldn't really surprise anyone, not if you've been paying attention. Because I showed you ages ago that there was going to be a Grafaiai art contest. Apparently, I told you in December. So I told you 6 months ago that this was going to happen. And then it all went a little bit quiet. And now it's coming. Now, there is a Strudel and a Grafaiai coming. And I can tell you this. The next issue of Korokoro Comic is going to feature this Strudel. It comes out on July the 14th, which is a month from now. And you buy Korokoro Comic, you get yourself the Strudel, jobs are good. And I'll be picking it up. I'm a little bit excited. The Grafaiai, however, I'm not 100% sure about. And the reason I'm not 100% sure isn't because I haven't done the research, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I haven't looked in the right place, or anything along those lines. It's because they very deliberately haven't told us yet. Simple as that. On the Korokoro website where they announce this, they tell us that you can get it at the Korokoro tour, and there are other ways to get it. Check out the next issue for details. So this next issue, the one that gives us the Strudel, is also going to give us the information about how to get the Grafaiai. We just have no idea about how it actually is right now. As always, when it comes out, I'll let you know. It is worth noting that the last time Korokoro Comic had a real headline, what I'm looking for here, kind of like a headline promo. It was a Pikachu VMAX. It was the first time we saw this Pikachu VMAX, and it was Korokoro Comic, not Korokoro Ichiban, which is where we generally get it, and it was just in the comic. And now this is a Kiragawa artwork, which is stunning. I have a play set of these, and I've already given one to a friend. I was able to pick up a bunch of these really easily and really cheaply on release. I am not saying that is going to be the case with Grafaiai EX here. I don't know. But I am saying that last time they did this, it was Pikachu VMAX, and it wasn't hard to get hold of, and it wasn't an expensive card. So I wouldn't worry too much yet. I'll tell you later. Now, the Strudel is just coming in Korokoro Comic, 2 energy, 20 damage plus poison. It's Strudel, right? You probably could have guessed that if you didn't know what it was. You probably could have figured this out. Alright? So, I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. It's not terribly exciting. But Grafaiai EX is. Now, I will say, I've not seen, as of recording, I've not seen anybody else translating this card. So, I think I'm right about this, but just please bear in mind, I've not seen any other translations, but I'm pretty sure, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure I'm right. Now, what we've got is 30 damage, flip a coin, if heads paralysis. Oh, it's alright. It's the kind of attack I really like on a basic, because flipping a coin for paralysis is quite nice. 50% chance that your opponent either can't attack or has to try and get out the active. This is fine by me. But, really? It's not great on a stage 1. It is at least single energy and it's colourless, but it's not something I'm getting terribly excited about. Second attack, free energy, 180 damage. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned. And then your next turn, this Pokemon cannot use this attack. And you can see there in the square brackets, the characters there are, the katakana is exactly the same as the attack name. So it is specifically saying cannot use this attack next turn. It can use other attacks like the first one. And this one I actually like. And the reason I like this one is because it's colourless energy, 180 plus poison is good numbers. And yeah, that's it, basically. Now, 180 plus poison is essentially 190. But don't forget that you could, if you so wish, choose Hisuian Sneasler as your Radiant Pokemon of choice, and then that would put the poison up by 20, so now all of a sudden you're hitting 210 against anything. And don't forget we can use Choice Belt here, and Choice Belt with the 10 for poison hits 220, which is the magic number for KOing Pokemon Vs, which is very good. And actually, yeah, this does decent damage. 250 HP, I should mention, on a stage 1. That ain't too bad here at all. And I could get behind this. Like, I'm not going to sit here and argue that this is a phenomenal game-breaking card or anything like that. But I absolutely am going to sit here and say that Colorless Energy is much easier, opens you up to way more types of energy acceleration, which is really cool. And then you're hitting kind of between 210 and 240, which is actually pretty good numbers-wise, and yeah. I'm giving this one a very tentative... I'm giving it 4 Wassies. That might be too high. Probably deserves between 3 and 4, but I've said 4, I'm sticking on 4. I actually really genuinely like this card. This card could be awesome. So yeah, go team. I'm not worried about the not using this attack next turn. It's got a retreat cost of 1. We've seen a million Pokemon over the years that just can't attack next turn. This does not worry me at all. I like this. But there is a new box which has gone and been listed over in GameStop over in Canada. And this one looks pretty gosh darn cool. It is the Crown Zenith Unknown V and Lugia V Special Collection, which straight off the bat should surprise some of you because I told you that Crown Zenith was done at the beginning of May. We had the release of the Shiny Zacian and Zamazenta collections, and that was it. That was the end of Crown Zenith, and incidentally, when I told you that, that was entirely true. That is apparently no longer true. We have got an Unknown V and Lugia V Special Collection. It is retailing for $50, but bearing in mind that is $50 Canadian. And you get yourself 5 packs of Crown Zenith, Lugia Coin, Lugia Pin, Promo Lugia V, Promo Unknown V, and Jumbo Promo Lugia V. Yes! This is awesome. Now, it is worth... And if I find this, I'm buying this, let's be clear. It is worth pointing out these are alternate arts of the cards that came around in Silver Tempest. So, these are not new and exclusive cards. It is the same Unknown V, just with different artwork. It is the same Lugia V, just with different artwork. This is very, very important. And this partially answers a question we've had for a little while, and that is, how are we getting these promos? Because when we had Sword and Shield 12 released over in Japan, we had this, the Paradigm Trigger Mystery Box. And in the Paradigm Trigger Mystery Box, you got 1 random promo out of 4. And to be fair, 2 of them that were available were the alternate art Regieleki V and the alternate art Regidrago V that have, of course, already been promos for Crown Zenith, which is kind of cool. And at the time, I said this was also a little bit weird because there were 4 promos. We got 2. What about the others? Well, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are, and this is lovely. I do need to mention, though, because this is kind of important, at the same time, we also had the promo pack that came around for Paradigm Trigger, and that had an alternate art Lugia V-Star. As it stands at the moment, that alternate art Lugia V-Star is still missing. Now, to be fair, the mystery box basically brought us the 4 promos, so I do understand why we would essentially get these 4 separately. I do understand that. But then, by the same token, I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. It was all Paradigm Trigger stuff. We're still missing this Lugia V-Star. I was actually kind of thinking there was going to be a Lugia box at some point with the Lugia V and V-Star. Well, we have got a box which is lovely, and it does feature Lugia, which is lovely. But then it also features Unknown? Not entirely sure, ladies and gentlemen, on this one. there are still some questions to be answered. What is awesome is that we are finally getting these 2 missing promos, which is lovely. But, yeah, we need more, ladies and gentlemen. We need a little bit more. We need this Lugia. At some point, I think we're probably going to get it. Pokemon have been way better in the past couple of years of making sure we get all of the cool stuff. So I like to think we're getting it. But I can't tell you one way or the other, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to wait and see. What I will say is, we're getting this cool new Crown Zenith product ages after I thought it was possible. And we're getting these 2 promos that I'd pretty much given up hope on actually getting. This is awesome. This is wonderful news. Now, there is, of course, the question of, well, hang on a second. Is it being released anywhere other than Canada? My answer is probably, but obviously I don't know. As it stands, we have the listing at GameStop Canada. So as it stands, it's being released in Canada. Probably a fair assumption to assume if it's making it out in Canada, it's making it out to the USA. Not necessarily a fair assumption that it will get to Europe, because that doesn't always happen. But fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. For now, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know what you think about the Grafaiai. I want to know what you think about anything I've told you. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very... Oh, wait, no, we need to give a shout-out. Shout-out to the lovely Tamberlin over on the Discord, who's been a supporter of ours for a while and is awesome. Almost forgot that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.